GDP of Canada or South Korea. Their combined revenue is about rupees 49 lakh crores, which is more than the GDP of Norway. But today is not about all that, not just the valuation or revenues. We look at what the reporting was and what it is to now. We've seen a significant transformation or evolution. A shared conviction with regards to the theme of today's research to a country's priority, but the priority of what these pillars are. For example, India pillars that we believe are important from an Indian sustainable reporting standpoint. So 17 pillars, and we've given points to operations, which is if the SDGs are linked to the core business activity. Ranking. And if you look at of these companies, half of the in the Perpetual Capital in India Back 50 are promoter-led, and other half is government. The youngest on the list is Eternal, about 13 years old, and the oldest is ITC, at 115 years old. The top 5 companies are HUL, HCL, Grasim, Tata Motors, Dabur, and we have companies like Tata Steel as well. There's some interesting statistics. For example, it's a company like HUL, 97% comes from renewable energy, or HCL Technologies almost have 67,000 women employed. Grasim has improved wastewater recycling, or Tata Motors had EV-led emission reduction as one of its goals. So there are interesting such facets. Then, if you look at the operational excellence of this, closing the loop. Or in terms of circularity, JSW Energy, about 102% of the waste reuse ratio. Or look at water positivity, Mahindra at 15x, which means they produce 15 times more water than they consume. So, a lot of interesting points there. When you look at the top pillars of the Perpetual Capital Fund India Back pillars, climate action or SDG 13, almost 14 out of the 50 companies have defined targets for climate action. In terms of responsible consumption, SDG 12, about 40 companies have defined targets. For clean energy, 30 companies. In gender equality, 25 companies. So the top 4 pillars are climate action, responsible consumption, clean energy, gender equality, and clean water. So that's from a pillar standpoint. Now, when you look at the overall social or societal impact, so these companies, these top 50 companies have made almost $1 billion of CSR investment, which touched almost 1 in every 7 Indians. And initiatives from companies like Tata Motors has reached about 110 aspirational districts. Or be it gender, almost 4.7 lakh women in workforce, 100 women in boards. HCL Tech leads with about 67,000 women in this. MSME integration is also very interesting. Almost 15 companies in the list, the top 50 in the Perpetual Capital Fund India Back 50, source 20% of their materials from small producers. Dabur, India sources almost 40% inputs from SMEs, proving big growth can support small businesses. And ESG investments, about 30 companies have active ESG focused R&D, 39 channeling capex into environmental and social purposes. Of course, there are gaps and opportunities. Where there is 45 of the 50 companies have set hard goals for carbon neutrality, but only 19 have similar targets for water neutrality. And today's list is more to achieve as a country. I was talking to giving an interview earlier, and they asked a question: does this data really show that we as a country has improved in terms of sustainability? To which my response was that when the funding winter happened, a lot of people came and asked me, is India going down the tubes in terms of startups? Then to which my response was that you can never evaluate a story by a day or a year. You should look at a 10-year horizon and see how the country has progressed over the 10 years. I mean, that's how we should evaluate how a country or an initiative has progressed. So similarly, today is a starting point, and our universe is limited to only 150 listed companies. It's no way a perfect list with all humility, but then this is a starting point, and we would expand the universe in the coming years, more comparable benchmark, and hopefully the 10-year story of India's sustainability would be a much greener story than what it is today at the Perpetual Capital Run India Impact 2026. Once again, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you, Pranab and Anvita. It's such a pleasure to working with you again, working with you, start this report with you today. And yeah, I look forward to taking all of your questions later, and look forward to interacting with you later as well. Thank you very much.